Hello everybody, welcome back. This is it for all the marbles. We have the final fight of the Finnigan 40K Fight 'em Up series heavyweight class. You guys have seen these two make it through the ranks. I stated previously that I hate seeing allied models fighting each other, but let's kind of set the stage here. So, the lion is awake after like a 10,000 year sleep. Roboute was resurrected. They probably used to brawl a little bit between the brothers and have a couple of matches to see. So this is going to be one of those. So it's kind of a training exercise, see what's going on. One guy's like, yeah, I got dad's sword. The other's like, yeah, I got dad's shield. Let's see what we can do. I'm going to bash your face with the shield. Oh, yeah, I'm going to cut you with the sword. So we'll see how this goes. It is Roboute Guilliman, Primarch of the Ultramarines, the Smurf King versus Lionel Johnson, the 1st Legion Primarch of the Dark Angels. I think it's going to be an epic fight. These two have made it through some very, very tough models to get here, mainly their Demon Primarch brothers. You guys can check out those previous videos to see how they made it here. And from our middleweight class, we had a very similar fight of two chapter masters. So we had Marnius Calgar of the Ultramarines and we had Azrael of the Dark Angels. Azrael did win that fight. We're going to see if the Dark Angels are going to keep that title. So if you guys are Ultramarine fans, you're probably rooting hard for Roboute. And then if you are Dark Angels fans, you are super stoked to have your Primarch back. And these two are absolutely phenomenal. The balanced data slate just came out too. I was just checking that before I loaded up my app here. It's not affecting this fight too much, but I did have my Finnigan 40K Fight Force 4 that I mentioned last video as well, if you guys want to check that out. And some of my forces that I was starting to generate for that have been altered. So one of them is my Kazarkin. I had a Castellan with 3 Kazarkin 10 section, 10-person squad, and that is now not allowed. So I'm going to have to see. I might break the rules. This isn't a tournament. And as I've said before, I don't follow the rules 100%. I've got everything from 2nd generation all the way up to now of the game. So sorry, 2nd edition up to now. But we are going to get this one started. Enough jibber jabbing. I'm going to be giving the red dice to the lion. He has rolled a 4, and Roboute is going to have the white, and he has rolled a 6. So the battle has already begun. Roboute has won the roll-off. He is going to be placed at whichever corner I deem best for his style of play. The lion's going to face off diagonal from that, and we're going to get this going, and Roboute will also be able to move and possibly shoot first, because we know that Hand of Dominion has quite a bit of range. So let's see how this goes. I'm super excited. Let me know who you guys are cheering for, and at the end of this, if you're happy with the outcome or not. Okay, so the models have been placed on the table. We have Roboute, who won the roll-off down here in the bottom right corner from your guys' angle. This piece of terrain is once again blocking line of sight, but that doesn't really matter for too long as they start to move around the board. And then we have the lion over here where we've got the radar dish. Not as much cover, but we'll see. I think these two want to get into it in hand-to-hand combat and see who takes it, but there might be some pot shots from Roboute first. Roboute has a very good range, 30 inches compared to the lion. Not an incredibly strength weapon, but we'll see how it does. It is strength 6 against a toughness of 9, and these two models are very, very similar in stats. So we're going to see how this goes. Let's get it going. We are going to start off with Roboute hopping off here. So he has moved his 8 inches. There we are. I'm just going to see again line of sight. You just can see the sword tip there of his brother, the lion, and the lion's going to jump off here, so he also has that 8 inches coming in about here after he jumps off the wall. So just the way that works again, like they're not flying models, so he's moved here, he's gone down, so that's his full 8-inch move. Going to check again here to see if we have, yeah, so we're going to have line of sight here. The lion's weapon, Arma Luminous, is 12 inches, so I'll just give you guys an idea as how far that is. So Roboute is going to want to stay out of that because it is a higher strength weapon with that plasma capability of it. So the lion would have this arc. And then the Hand of Dominion, being pretty much a heavy bolter strapped onto the power fist of Roboute because of his size, is covering almost the entire table. So Roboute is going to move up a wee bit here. He also gets the rapid fire 2 if it's half of that. So I'm just going to get this in. Let's do it. These two are, you know, we're not going to say anyone's going to get killed here because they're just brothers having a fun time doing some training. But there is, you know, stakes on the line here as to who's the best Primarch, who's the better chapter, all that good stuff. So that is within 15 inches. So I'm going to get the Rapid 2 ability through the Hand of Dominion. So we're going to be firing here with Roboute Guilliman, who's got the 4 dice now. So it's usually 2 attacks. With the Rapid Fire 2, that is up to 4 attacks. It is hitting on a 2+. So all of those have fired. Just going to check over here to be damn sure I got the right toughness. So the lion's toughness is 9. So for that, we are going to have to roll 5s. And let's see if Roboute can get any wounds on here. And he did. So 1's fallen off. There's 3 that have gone through. So 3 have wounded. We're going to see if the lion can save those. If he does not, it is going to be 2 damage per. So his 2 plus save becomes a 4+ because there's the AP of -2 with the Hand of Dominion. And he has lost a couple of wounds, actually several. So we have a 6 that was made, so the 6 is a save. Make sure that that's in camera too for you guys. It is perfect. So the 6 there is a save. These, however, had to be 4s. They were not made, so that's 2 damage per, which brings the lion down to 6 wounds. So Roboute has taken the first blood during this fight, but it is nowhere near over. So I'm going to see what strategy I can do here with the lion, and I'm going to come right back and show you guys that because he does have Arma Luminous, which is most likely in range now after that movement. Okay, so we're back. It is going to be the lion moving here. He does have that first fight capability as well. So if Roboute forgets that, he might try to jump in to hurt him, but that's not going to happen because of that. So we have the lion moving his full 8 inches. He knows, being that master swordsman, even with Roboute and the Emperor's sword, he's still going to be able to fight against that. This is going to be Arma Luminous, the plasma specs, because it has 2, so there's bolt and plasma. You have to select one of those to fight with. I'm going to try to roll the dice right. Yeah, I'll roll them right in here. So this is hitting on 2+. He could not make one of the 2s, so 1 has gone through. It is strength 8 versus toughness 9. Still needs a 5. Did not get it. So that is it for the lion. It is moving back over here to Roboute in just a sec. So the brothers grow ever closer. I'm going to play smart here with Roboute. He knows that the lion has that first fight ability, or fights first ability. Marnius, if you guys want to check out the middleweight fights, was actually able to defeat Abaddon by kind of jumping around the table. I would say kind of retreating a little bit here and there, but there's nothing wrong with a retreat to win a battle for strategy-wise. So we are going to have Roboute move back a wee bit to try to stay out of that first fight range and keep his 15 inches. I'm going to check there too to make sure that that is on camera for you guys. So he's going to move back a bit. The other big thing with the lion is he does not have that capability of coming back from the dead with the Armor of Fate. He does have that Emperor's Shield, which is pretty fantastic, but he's got to be in hand-to-hand combat to use that. So we have the Hand of Dominion. It is within 15 inches, which is the Rapid Fire 2. So 2 attacks become 4. We're going to roll that. Just going to make sure this is, yep, we're in frame. And it is 2+ to roll, so kind of a shit roll, but it's all good. There's only 1 1, so we have a 2 2 and a 4. So those are through. It is strength 6 versus that toughness 9, so we need 5s to wound. And nothing wounded. So that toughness of the lion is helping out. We're going to pull these out. The lion is going to continue to move towards Roboute. So I'm going to get his full 8 inches going here. And even with that move there, it's still, I think there's going to be time maybe that the lion will be able to catch up. But the lion does have his Arma Luminous, so we're going to be using that again. the plasma profile for that higher strength. So we need 2 pluses here. Let's move this over again. These guys are moving quite a bit. There we are. And both have fired, so we have a 3 and a 4. It is strength 8 versus toughness 9. Still need that 5. You got 1 through, which is great. The plasma profile on this is a -3 to AP, so usually super devastating, but it's going to bring Roboute up to his 4+ invulnerable. We'll get a white dice out here for that. And he has saved it. He rolled the 4. So everything is still good there. Continue to move here with Roboute, keeping the lion in range. Move back here. Oof, that's getting close, and he's got his back up against the wall. So like if you guys can see that, yeah, you can just see it. It's gonna spin this around. So if I had the extra movement, I could like pop him up the wall here, but that would be too many inches. So this actually might be hand-to-hand combat next phase for the lion, but we're going to see if Roboute can finish him off here with a ranged attack. So this is Hand of Dominion again, 4 attacks, 2+. Woof, that was a crap roll. So 2 are through for Roboute. Strength 6, toughness 9, 5s to wound. 1 is through, -2 to AP, which is going to have the lion up to his 4+. Actually, he's got a 3+ invulnerable. Oh, shit. So if I'd rolled something earlier there, that's the game of chess here. So if I did something incorrect there for the save, I can't go back in time and change that, but it is a 3+ invulnerable. And he's made it with a 5. So this is where it's going to get super tricky. I am going to be moving with the lion, and we have seen this guy so far. He is in range, so from base to base, that is 8 inches. He's coming right in, and I'm going to get the camera set up for you guys for a nice, beautiful shot here, and we are going to see what the lion is going to do to Roboute Guilliman in hand-to-hand, and there is a chance that Roboute might be able to fight back too, so let's see how this goes. There we go. Just wanted to keep some space underneath in there to be able to actually roll. I usually roll in a dice tray if you guys seen some other videos, but I need to set up a separate camera for that, and then editing. The file naming conventions aren't great from that camera, so I really have to go in and kind of listen to what was going on, leave myself a note at the start. This is a lot more chronological, so it just goes in a numbered counting up from my files, which is super easy. Anyways, the lion is going to be attacking here with fealty. It is going to be his strike profile, so it's going to be 8 attacks coming in here. Wow. We know that Roboute can come back though with the Armor of Fate, so this is going to be super interesting if he's able to finish him here. We'll see. It is strength 12 as well. First off, we have to roll 2 pluses though, so here we go. And this is a 2. If it fell, I'm just going to move him to show you guys. It's a 2. 1 is out. So all of these are through. We have 7 attacks through with the strike profile. Strength 12, toughness 9, 3s to wound. And a couple fell off. Come on. Crazy. A little harder than making 2 rolls, but anyways. -4 to AP, which would usually bring a lot of the models up to a save they cannot make, but the save of Roboute is a 4+ with his armor, so we're going to see, I'll get these dice actually so we can differentiate. So I have 5 white dice here. Looking for 4s here for Roboute. And he has saved 1. However, it is 4 damage per. Absolutely insane. This might be it, but there has been 4, 8, 12, 16 damage delivered from the lion. Roboute only has 10 wounds. Hopefully you guys can see that. So he has been killed. I'm going to flip his little token there to the skull symbol. I also use that if a model has 16 wounds. You guys probably saw that with like the Northern Simulator and stuff. But currently, Roboute is dead. He has been, well, he's been injured because they're just doing a for fun bout here, right, guys? These two wouldn't fight each other, right? We're not in the Horus Heresy. These two were both loyalist Primarchs, right? We're good to go. So I'm just going to read here again if you guys are new. So Armor of Fate. The first time this model is destroyed, which is the case right now, roll 1d6 at the end of the phase, which is now. On a 3+, set this model back up on the battlefield as close as possible to where it was destroyed and not within engagement range of any enemy units with 6 wounds remaining. So he made this save or resurrection roll against Angron. We'll see if he can do it again. So we are looking for 3s here. All you Ultramarine players, get your thoughts in there. Hopefully this will be a positive roll for him. And then all you Dark Angel fans probably want the Lion to finish him off here. Here we go. It is a 5. So Roboute, the Armor of Fate, has come through again. Again, I'm not sure if there's like a, I don't know, some kind of CPR device in there or something that's resuscitated him. But he is back up to 6 wounds. So I'm going to get this token going again. That was his only shot though. So they're back up, both at 6 wounds. I'm going to be moving him just outside of range there. So it's going to be 9 inches. This is probably going to be off camera. I apologize. I'll get it set up in just a sec. But there he is, back again with 6 wounds, and we're going to keep this one going. Okay, we're going to keep this one going. The Lion's like, you son of a bitch, yeah. They don't really have a mother, though, unless it's Erda. You guys know the books there. She's kind of their mom. Their Gene mom. And the Emperor's their Gene daddy. No actual intercourse or anything, but I don't know why I had like fuck Force 5 in the last video. I'm talking about that anyways. So we do have Roboute back. It is back over to his turn. He has 6 wounds. He is 9 inches away from the Lion, so just outside of that range. I think you guys know what I'm going to do here. I'm going to move him back just enough to keep the Lion in that 15-inch range to get the extra shot. So he's moving back about 4 inches. I hope that's in frame. If not, I can do a little zoom out. There we go. You can see him again. Let's pop this up here. There we go. So we're going to be firing again with the Hand of Dominion's range attack. It is 15 inches, so he is going to get 4. And if he can continue to do this, he's just going to keep chipping wounds off if he gets lucky rolls. So 2 pluses. Oh, garbage. 2 fell off, 50%. Still needs to wound, so this is going to be 5s. And did not wound. So that's it for that. We're going to have the Lion again moving forward here to close that gap. And he wants Roboute to make that mistake, get in there, get his fight first. But before that can happen, he's going to be firing his Arma Luminous Plasma. So that is going to be 2 pluses. See if you guys can see that. Yep, you can. So that's a 4 and a 5. So they have both fired. It is strength 8, toughness 9, 5s to wound. And both are not having great luck with their shoots. So it did not wound. So it chipped off of Roboute's incredible armor there that just saved his life. And it is back over to Roboute. He is, however, running out of table. So I'm going to maybe move him over this way and keep that 15 inches. It's just the arc here, like this is 8 inches for the Lion. So Roboute could move back here, but by the time he moves there, he's going to cut that angle down. So I have to be smart here with Roboute in regards to where he moves, and I want to keep that 15-inch to get the extra dice roll. So if he moves out here, hoping that's still in frame for you guys. If not, I'll fix it up in just a sec. Just outside of that range, and he's inside of that range for the 15, but there's some terrain there now. Yeah, so I'm just going to move this up so you guys can see where he has moved. There we go. So it's still Roboute here. He's going to be firing with the Hand of Dominion again. 4 wounds, or 4 attacks, 2 plus. All of those are through this time. Much better roll. 5s to wound. And only 1 is through there. That's a tough one. Whenever you got to roll those 5s, it doesn't matter what kind of weapon you have. If you're fighting a toughness that needs that, it's a tough roll. -2. This time I'm remembering this is going to be a 3+ for the Lion. If I made that mistake earlier, sorry, Lion, but we've remembered it here. Oh, it went in behind the pillar, and I'm not flipping it. It is a 1. So he has taken 2 more damage from his brother Roboute's Hand of Dominion. He is down to 4 wounds. He's going to have to get this going here pretty fast if he wants to try to win. If not, Roboute is going to do the Marnia strategy and just keep picking wounds off of him. And we're going to move the Lion the 8 inches. So this next turn here, they're not in hand-to-hand yet. He's going to be shooting point blank with Arma Luminous, though. And we're going to see what occurs. Yeah, let's do it right now. So Arma Luminous, 2 attacks, 2+. Both are through this time. 8 strength, toughness 9, 5s to wound. Both have wounded. So that's usually a -3 to AP. This is going to be a 4+ save for Roboute. We'll do dramatic effect here. Didn't save 1. And I plopped that down, but it counts as a roll. It came out of my hand. It flipped out. So he has taken 2 more damage. Actually, no, 4 more damage. Arma Luminous Plasma has the 2 damage per. So that's 2-4. He is down to 2 wounds. That's after his second life. The lion is at 4. This is turning into a hell of a showdown. I'm just going to get the camera moved over to the other side of the table to show you guys to get this possible last minute here. I'll be right back and just set that up. Okay, fitting. This is now over on the lion's perspective. So Roboute really doesn't have too much more room to move here. He can kind of squeak around the side here, but that's going to be pretty much in range of the lion jumping on him. So this is going to be a last ditch effort here by Roboute. He's going to get here. Flip these around so you guys can see the wounds. So we have Roboute at 2 wounds, the lion at 4 wounds. Make sure that I get him back in frame here for you guys. There it is. Flip this around so my floor is not in there, and I got a couple spaces to roll, so that's good. So this is still Roboute's turn. He's going to be firing the Hand of Dominion, possibly for the last time. We'll see, though. This guy's been very hard to kill. He's already come back twice from the dead, once from Angron and once now from his brother the Lion. So we are going to roll Hand of Dominion here. It is 4 attacks hitting on a 2+. So all of those are through. We have 3, 3, 6, 2. Strength 6, toughness 9, 5s to wound. That is a 3. So 1 is through. It's going to be a -2 to AP, which is bringing Lion up to his 3+. And he got a 2. Wow. So that is 2 more damage off. He is also down to 2 wounds. So you have to consider here, like the Lion's already killed Roboute once, but that Armor of Fate saved him, which is the rules. So you guys can't poo-poo that stuff. And now it is time for the Lion to get in hand-to-hand here. He might be able to finish off Roboute right here, but if Roboute can fight back, and if the Lion doesn't get that 6 for the Emperor's Shield to smash Roboute in the face on a counterattack, he might take him here. So there they are in the bottom. I'd pull my camera back more, but then you guys would start to see my floor. It's a nice floor, but it's not Warhammer-ish, so we'll keep that out of frame. So we are going to be attacking here with fealty again. That is the Lion's sword. I'm using the strike profile, which is going to give me that strength 12, the necessity to kind of punch through that stronger toughness of Roboute. So 2 pluses here to, just want to make sure we're going to be in frame to hit. Very good roll. So we have everything through except 1, 1, pulling that out. This is that strength 12 versus toughness 9, 3s to wound for the Lion. Absolutely phenomenal. I'm, however, rolling like fucking garbage for him. So he got 4 1s. I don't know, guys. It's just, if you're ever playing me, you're probably going to be like, well, Chris is just going to roll like shit, so I'm just going to be as completely cavalier as I can because he's not going to be able to do anything. So we had 4 attacks fall off there. I just needed 3s. It's okay. Okay. There's still 3 through. It's going to be usually a -4 to AP, bringing Roboute up to a 6+ usually, but since he hasn't invulnerable, it's going to be a 4+ save. So we're looking for 4s here for Roboute. Once again, all you Ultramarine guys, you want these 4s. And if you're cheering for the Lion and the Dark Angels, you don't want to see any 4s here at all. So here we go. And there's a 3 under the Prometheum tank. So that is the end of Roboute. There has been 1 save made, so he's able to either block it with the Emperor's Sword or maybe the Hand of Dominion, and then the Lion was way too quick, knocked the Emperor's Blade up in the air and came through with 2 quick slashes that have done 2 damage per. which brings Roboute down to dead. Just like the middleweight, we have the Dark Angels as the champions again. Their Primarch has beaten Roboute in a pretty good brawl here. These two, again, have been kind of in and out of stasis for a very long time, so getting the rust knocked off of them. But we do have the Lion as our champion. I'm just going to check for sure so no one attacks me, but Armor of Fate, the first time this model is destroyed, roll 1d6. So it does not happen again. That was it. Roboute got his chance. And there is your champion of the Finnigan 40K Fight 'em Up Series Heavyweight. Absolutely phenomenal. That is our guy, the Lion L. Johnson. There we go. Just wanted to get down to table level for you guys. So absolutely beautiful model. My paint job, not incredible. I did like a black, chaos black underpaint, and then I do use some contrast green. Still pretty nice. I'd say my Roboute looks a wee bit better, but that is your champion regardless. I still want to get these two into the Last Stand series as well, with probably some bodyguards taking on that set Tyranid force. If you guys want to check that out, we have the Last Stand series. It's tons of different battles with a set point of 500 going in against a set Tyranid army of 1200. The Death Guard are actually the only force that were able to completely wipe out every single Tyranid. It was a very long but a very cool battle. And in the future, I don't know if I'm going to put the Lion and Roboute in there. This is like when you're fighting like Baneblade tanks and knights and Abaddon. So you need to have a certain level of guys. Like if this guy was taking on a squad of Chaos Cultists, like they're done in 2 seconds. So not much of a battle there. But I've still got tons of stuff on the horizon. Please like and subscribe. That'll keep you guys posted on what is coming out and what already exists. I still want to do my Finnigan 40K Fight Force 4. I was going to turn it into Finnigan 40K Fight Force 4 400 because that's the point value of the forces that are going in, but I think that's too long. I might keep it though because it's just absolutely ridiculous and fun. But thank you guys again. It's been a ton of fun doing the middleweight, ton of fun doing the heavyweight. I know the views haven't been amazing on this, but hoping that you guys can pass on the word, check it out. But right now, as per what happened, who they faced, the rolls I made, the Lion L. Johnson is the champion of our heavyweight class. And if you guys want to see who is in there at the very beginning of the ladder tournament, you can go back to video 1 of this and check it out. That's it for now, Finnigan 40K. Hope to see you guys soon. Take it easy, and yeah, have an awesome summer. I'm going to try to get that stuff out probably throughout, but I might be outside a lot more just spending some time in the sun. So take it easy. Bye-bye for now.